Game time is starting here as the number 3 seed Southeast Angels will be hosting the number 6 Brush Beat Diggers as both teams punch their tickets and advance to the quarterfinals. Southeast having to go a full game 3-1 to win their game. And the Beat Diggers 12-run ruled their team just a little bit ago as we're getting ready to get started. Teams are warming up. Pre-game brought to you by Northeastern Junior College. From plains to possibilities, Northeastern Junior College has the education path for you. Learn more about NJC and set up our tour at njc.edu. And the keys to the contest, B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. Keys to the contest here, again, the sticks are hot for the Lady Beat Diggers. They continue to have their hitting streak go, and defenses are struggling to stop them, and we'll see if the Angels can do the same thing, as they're going to be have a big challenge ahead, as both teams are pretty phenomenal teams. Again, the number 3 seed is, of course, the Southeast team, who comes in at a league play now of 18-2, and overall 18-2 record, and a league play of as 8-0. We're going to get started with our starting lineup, brought to you by Stubbs. Sports fan, when you're traveling, you need one stop that has it all on I-76. Take the exit 66A in Wiggins at Stubbs. Same lineup for our Lady Beat Diggers as Isabella Talmadge is going to step into the plate for the Beat Diggers. Shortstop, number 4, and then followed by number 8, Jolie Tuck. Second baseman, 22, Elizabeth Peckham will be the pitcher in the circle. And right now we're going to get the first pitch from Anna Wohlert from Southeast. The first one's fouled off by Isabella Talmadge. And one factor we can be watching is on Anna Wohlert. She pitched the full game last game, and she's coming in still continuing. So we'll see how her arm holds out as Talmadge digs in for the Lady Beat Diggers. Here's the second delivery and rips one to the first baseman. Line drive caught by Lexi Schotten. So the first is a line drive that was easily caught there by Schotten for the first out. Jolie Tuck steps in for the Lady Beat Diggers, second baseman, number 8. She had an amazing game last game. Had a big home run there to help make the command lead for the Lady Beat Diggers. As the first pitch Tuck takes is a strike on a swing and a miss. She's facing number 7, Anna Wohlert. In the outfield, first baseman Lexi Schotten, number 2, Zoe Martinez, shortstop Kara Wilson, and third baseman, there we are, is Maddie Wirtz. 0-2 as the second pitch is a strike on Tuck, as she's down in the count early. Just underway here in Aurora Complex, first inning, top of the first. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss as Jolie Tuck is struck out, first victim of Anna Wohlert. Up to the plate next is number 22, Elizabeth Peckham, who's going to be your pitcher for the Lady Beat Diggers, as Hayden Nepple is on deck, first baseman, and number 1, Angelique Schrum, right fielder. Number 14, Sid Miller, who's the catcher. Designated hitter for this time will be number 7, Emery Chard. And then number 13, Kylie Greenwood as a catcher. And then third baseman, number 3, is Gracie Martinez. And then our flex in left field is number 11, Tatum Chard. We've got a moment here as the head coach from Southeast comes out. He's talking to Anna Wohlert and the coach. I think the official is asking about something with the way she's pitching. I'm not quite for sure what he's saying, but I'm not sure if he gave her a warning or something, but we'll try to figure it out what's going on here, as the official and the manager of Southeast have a quick brief meeting with the pitcher, Anna Wohlert. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, I'm sorry, on Jolie Tuck. I'm not sure what happened there. So that's time they got her on a swing and a miss, as it's a strikeout now for Jolie Tuck. So Elizabeth Peckham now will step in for the Beat Diggers, Lady Beat Diggers. As Peckham had herself an amazing game also previously against the Panthers. Here's the pitch from Wohlert. The swing and a miss for 22, Elizabeth Peckham, as she's down on the count early, 0-1. Woolert's got some nice little rise on that ball each time as the girls are trying to get that thing and time it just right. Sign to Woolert. Peckham digs in. Here's the pitch. Beautiful down the pipe, and that's going to be another strike as quickly Peckham is down 0-2 as Hayden Eppel stands on deck. Just underway here, top of the first inning. Bee Diggers are the visiting team here. Here's the pitch to Peckham. Swing and a miss. Got her on 3 on a strikeout. 2 strikeouts back to back for the Bee Diggers as they go out in the bottom on top of the first inning. We'll take a 30-second break and come back to us here on 1010 KSIR in the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network getting started here in the bottom of the first inning. Better Electric cover all electric work from residential to commercial to agricultural. Better does matter. Call 970-521-1030 as Elizabeth Peckham will be in the circle for the Lady Beet Diggers here to start off the bottom of the first inning as Lexi Schotten will be the leadoff hitter for the Southeast Angels. Zoe Martinez follows with Dixie Bittner, Kara Wilson, Anna Woolert, Kennedy Gearman, Emma Woolert, Savannah Brown, Bailey Sierra, and flexing for the Angels will be Maddie Wirtz. She's a flex player that plays third base, but she won't be hitting. So stepping into the box is number 20, Lexi Schotten. Try to get you some of her numbers here so far. Schotten's hitting .393. She's got 3 doubles, 2 triples, and 1 home run off the season. Schotten gets set. Here comes Peckham with her first pitch of the game. A little bit low and in the dirt and bounces away from Kylie Greenwood for a ball. Schotten is ahead of the count, 1-0. Looking around the inside portion of the field as Hayden Eppel's playing first, Jolie Tuck second, Isabella Talmadge shortstop, and third base is Gracie Martinez. Catching for the Lady Bee Diggers, of course, is number 13, Kylie Greenwood. Next pitch in on Schotten is a strike, so she's got the count even at 1-1. Schotten digs in. Greenwood gives the sign. Here's the delivery, a little bit high and outside, going to be ball 2. Schotten ahead, 2-1. Outfield, Tatum Chard. Left center field would be Sydney Miller, and right fielder is Angelique Schrum as the next pitch is low and in the dirt for a 3-1 count as Schotten has a big lead here in the bottom of the first inning. From what I've watched too in the past, Elizabeth just takes a little bit extra time to get warmed up, but once she gets going, she can get going, and she throws one right in there for a strike, making it a full count. Full count delivery coming to Schotten, fouls it off the plate and rolls to the backstop. Defense looks like they were ready for the Beet Diggers there. Schotten's the first leadoff hitter for the Angels, Southeast Angels. Here's the delivery from Peckham. Flies one over to the shortstop. Easy catch for Isabella Talmadge. First out on the Angels as Zoe Martinez, second baseman, steps in, number 15 for the Southeast Angels as the number 2 hitter. Great job by Peckham to keep that battle going and able to get the fly ball from Isabella Talmadge. So again, Zoe Martinez steps in, bottom of the first inning. We're scoreless. Here's the first pitch, low and right through the legs of Kylie Greenwood. Nobody on base, so no threat for the Bee Diggers. As Martinez is leading on the count, hitting .418 this season, 7 doubles, 1 triple and 1 home run on the season off 23 hits for number 15, Zoe Martinez. Martinez steps in the box. Here's the delivery. Nope, he calls it outside on that one. So I believe it's 3-0 is the count. 3-0 is the count confirmed by the umpire. Here's the delivery from Peckham. Swing, and it's going to go way deep left field towards the fence. Tatum Chard is really quick on it. She closes in on it as Martinez rounds and safely stands up at second and opens up with a double for her first hit for Zoe Martinez. So Dixie Bittner is going to come in as the catcher for the Angels. Was told that she's been a really phenomenal catcher for the Southeast Angels for the season. So we'll see how well she does. As Bittner steps in the box, right-handed batter, facing Elizabeth Peckham. Runner at second. Here's the delivery and a line shot. Foul ball. Everybody was thinking it was fair. Even the coach from Southeast was sending the runner home. But no. He called it as it bounced on the outside of the bag. Great view of the umpire. Good call there on that one, as Dixie Bittner was trying like crazy to play that line. She was already rounding towards second, so she's actually coming back from second on that hit. But again, the umpire let it play through and was able to make a great call on that it was a foul ball on the third base line by Gracie Martinez. So with the runner still at second, Dixie Bittner still at the plate, down 0-1. Here's the second pitch to her. Just a little bit low and in the dirt. Rolls off of Kylie Greenwood, so it's going to be a ball. 1-1 is the count. As Bittner is hitting .432 for the season with 19 RBIs, 13 hits, 5 doubles, 3 triples, and 1 home run on the season. And the pitch by Peckham is a strike. So count is 1-2. Bittner digs in. Greenwood gives the sign. Peckham with the delivery. Swing and a miss. Gets her to strike out easy there. What a pitch by Peckham. So that's going to be the second key out there as Elizabeth digs in and makes a beautiful pitch and gets Bittner to chase it on the outside corner. Shortstop number 10, Kara Wilson's going to step in with the runner still at second. They've got one stranded so far. We'll see what happens here as number 4 hitter Kara Wilson steps in for the Angels. Here's the delivery by Peckham. Tries to get her with the high and outside pitch, and it's not there. Let's take a look at the numbers for Kara Wilson, who is hitting .462 with 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 1 home run for her this season, hitting in the number 4 spot. Here's the delivery. Fouls it off to the right. Better heads up over there where the crowd's sitting. Nobody was paying attention there. Thank God nobody took a strike to the head as the count's even at 1-1. Slight breeze in from right center field, hitting us here right behind home plate. So the wind has shifted just a little bit. So I guess there'd be a little bit of a headwind, making it difficult to put anything outside of right center field. As Wilson steps in, 1-1 count. Foul gets her on a nice strike. Swing and a miss for Wilson. So Wilson's down 1-2 in the count with the runner at second. Hopefully the Beaters can get out of this one, as there has only been 1 hit so far, and that was Zoe Martinez, who's standing at second. There's a fly ball left field. Should be an easy one. And Tatum underneath it. Got it for the third out. We'll take a 30-second break and come back to listening to a score of 0-0 here, just underway in the 3A tournament. I just about got hit by a ball, everybody. Literally, it hit the back of my chair. So sorry, we'll take a break on 1010 KSR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1010 KSR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network going into the top of the second inning here in the quarterfinal matchup between the Southeast Angels and your beloved Brush Bee Diggers. Scoreless so far, and I was about headless as the softball from the other field literally hit the back of my chair here, and if I would have been leaning back and relaxing, I probably would have taken one on the noggin. So hopefully the wife is listening and she's like, hey, that might have straightened him out or something. But anyway, we'll go into the top of the second inning as Hayden Eppel will step in for the Beat Diggers, our first baseman, starting the top of the second inning. Of course, these numbers that I'm giving you here are prior to today's tournament, but Eppel's been hitting wonderfully too. She had an amazing game. Last game she struggled at the very first though, but then she kicked into gear and started hitting really well. So here we go with her first pitch. Is going to be high and outside. as still number 7, Anna Wooler, is in the circle for the Angels. This will be quite a bit of innings for her to pitch today. Next pitch in there is a strike on Eppel. So 1-1 is the count on Hayden Eppel. On deck is Angelique Schrum, right fielder. Here's the delivery. Oh, another one in there. Got her on the outside corner looking. She's down on the count early. Hayden Eppel has already 2 strikeouts so far for Anna Woolert as they went 1-2-3 in the first inning against the Bee Diggers. Here's the delivery way outside. Glad she caught that one, so it makes the count even at 2-2. Wind's kind of died itself out here. Full crowd from both sides. Southeast has filled up their section on the first base side. Bee Diggers sitting on the third base side. Here's the delivery to Eppel. Swing and a miss, and she's out on a 3rd strikeout from Anna Woolert. So Angelique Schrum's going to step in, hopefully get those bats alive for the Lady Bee Diggers. They kind of struggled with this last game too. Slow start, and then all of a sudden they just cranked it into gear, so we'll see how it goes. As Schrum digs in for the Bee Diggers, our right fielder. Anna Woolert still in the circle, facing her 5th batter. Shot towards second baseman, grounded, thrown to first in time as Angelique Schrum is retired. With 2 outs, brings up Sid Miller. Sydney Miller had an amazing game last game. She attacked almost every first pitch in the very first game and just kept her hitting streak alive for her, so she looked amazing. We'll see how she goes against Anna Woolert as Woolert faces her 6th batter. Here's the delivery. Sid immediately attacks it but fouls it off to the right side. Coach Odell took off his jacket earlier. He was wearing his gold jacket. Now he's over into the maroon side. It's kind of heating up here a little bit. Not super hot. I was saying earlier that you kind of get that breeze to get a little chilled, and then all of a sudden the breeze stops and it gets pretty warm. So Anna Woolert steps in off the circle, going to Miller, and that pitch is right down the middle for strike 2. So quickly Sid Miller's down in the count, 0-2. In the top of the 2nd inning, scoreless game so far. Southeast Angels, Brush Bee Diggers quarterfinal action. Here's the pitch, fouls it off, and she's able to stay alive on that one. She had to dig deep to foul that thing off as Anna Woolert. Still doing really well in the circle. No errors though for both teams, which is great as we started out, but the Bee Diggers were quickly retired in the first inning on no runs, no hits, no errors, and then on the second one, we're still kind of at that same. Anna Woolert's going on her 6th batter, and she's already got 2 outs. Here's the delivery. Sid Miller fouls it off and able to stay alive a little more as she's battling away in the box. Down 0-2 still. And correction on that, it's 1-2 is the count. Here's the delivery to Miller. Oh my goodness, I thought that was a called strike. Oh my gosh, I really thought he was gonna whine to start that old lawnmower on that one. I really thought that was there, and he did not, so looked like it was right down the middle. So 2-2 count on Miller. Here's the delivery. Miller with a knuckle shot, and it's gonna drop just over first base and foul. So she's still fighting her battles here against Anna Woolert. She's going against her on her 8th pitch coming up on just this at-bat against Anna Woolert. Again, just underway here, 2nd inning, live from Aurora Sports Complex. Bee Diggers in the quarterfinals now, trying to punch their ticket to the state semifinals tomorrow. Here's the delivery, 2-2 pitch, low, just under her knees. Wow. This official is good. I mean, he's consistent. He's calling it in the same spot. I'm going to give him that. So I thought it was full count, but now they're saying 3-2. Okay, I sure thought it was ball 4. I actually had it marked in my book as ball 4, but I guess not. Yeah, okay, Tommy Odo's going to go talk to it over with the coach. I thought it was ball 4. Sid Miller should have gotten a walk on that one, so Yeah, he's going to double check. The home plate umpire is going to go get the official count to make sure. But I sure thought it was a walk for Sid Miller. That would have been ball 4. And they're calling in all 3 officials to find out what the call is. But I believe it's a walk for Sid Miller. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm not sure. There they go. They award Miller with a walk. Okay, so we clarified the call. So it's going to be a base on balls for Sid Miller, as she's the first lead runner for the Beat Diggers, as Emery Chard digs in. And Sid Miller at first. On deck, we have big number Kylie Greenwood, number 13, who had a home run also in the last game. Now the home plate umpire. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay, something with the home plate umpire on the southeast side, so we'll see what's going on. Here's the delivery to Chard. First pitch is in there, strike 1. Chard had an amazing first game. She only had 4 hits off of her on that win earlier. Here's the second delivery, and that's going to be outside ball. Pitcher didn't look happy, Woolert, as she stepped away with a little frustration. Sid Miller still at first. Chard still digging in. 1-1 delivery. Fouls it off the fence here right by me. At least it didn't hit my head like the other one was coming close. So Chard's behind on the count, 1-2. Again, we're in the top of the second inning and no score. As Emery Chard steps in, here's the delivery. Outside, oh, the catcher tried to throw it to first or throw out the run, and she lost handle on the ball, so it's going to be an E2, as it's going to be a stolen base off the error of the catcher. So Sid's at second on a 2-2 count. Emery Chard facing Anna Woolert. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss. It got her striking out again for her 4th strikeout of the game for Woolert. So that will retire that one for the Beat Diggers as they're coming back. We are scoreless, getting ready to go into the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a 30-second timeout here on the Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR. Eastern Plains Sports Network, 1010 KSIR. We're going into the bottom of the second inning, as the leadoff hitter is going to be the pitcher, Anna Woolert, as she's going to face Elizabeth Peckham, who's in the circle right now. Just talking to my cohort, Mark, here. And found out there was 2 illegal pitches. That's why when I said the strikeout earlier for Jolie Tuck, and he called an illegal pitch, and that's why Jolie went back up in to the box, and then immediately she got struck out again. But he called 2 illegal pitches so far. He's also missed a base on ball, so hopefully these umpires get it fixed here, especially at a state tournament like this. But I am glad at least he is conversing with the other officials on the field. As Anna Woolert digs in, right-handed batter for Southeast. And the first pitch by Peckham is outside, ball 1. Anna Woolert hitting .468, 22 hits off of 16 RBIs, 4 doubles and 1 triple. Here's the delivery, swing and a miss for Anna Woolert, as she's even the count now at 1-1. Elizabeth Peckham looking good there inside the circle, just firing it right down the middle, and even on the outside corner, she's been hitting those. Here's the delivery from Peckham. Outside corner, just missed for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike for Woolert. Coming up on deck for the Southeast Angels will be Kennedy Gearman, who's in the circle, in the batter's box, ready to go, excuse me. And here's the pitch by Peckham, just a little bit low and inside. So Peckham is down on the count, 3-1 to Anna Woolert, the pitcher from the Angels, as we're scoreless in the bottom of the second inning. Peckham gets the sign. Here's the delivery. He fouls it towards left field, or flies it towards left field. I apologize, and that's going to be unfair, and that's going to drop in for a single, leadoff single for the Southeast Angels. Scored as a hit for her, for Anna Woolert, as Kennedy Gearman steps in as a designated player, number 23 for the Angels. And I believe we've got a courtesy runner checking in for Southeast. Let me get that for you, everybody, real quick. I've got so many copies of things, it's unbelievable here. So we'll get that for you here, though, in just a little bit. I believe it's number 24. That's going to be just as a courtesy runner. First pitch from Peckham against Kennedy Gearman is a strike right down the middle. Gearman, 23 hits, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 4 home runs this season. She's the big hitter for the Angels. She rips one left field. That's going to be foul. Boy, Elizabeth had that one up high on there, and inside on her, and she was lucky that she wasn't able to straighten that out. So she's down on the count. Gearman, 0-2 to Peckham. With Anna Woolard at first. Not Anna Woolard, number 24. I got to get that other runner here in just a little bit. I apologize for not having her name yet. And there's the pitch in, and that's going to be outside. Oh yeah, I have my little thing here. It's going to be Garcia, who's a junior, who's going in as a courtesy runner for Anna Woolard. 1-2 delivery from Peckham coming up against Gearman. Not sure what the call was. He called it a strike. Well, he's kind of hard to hear on his calls. So it's a 2-2 count for Gearman as as Garcia's at first. Here's the delivery, swing right over the third baseman and goes right to Tatum Chard. And that's another single for the Angels. Runners now at first and second. They've got leadoff runners for the Angels as Emma Woolard, their left fielder, steps in. Defense is going to have to flex itself here to help prevent any runs for the Angels. The Beat Diggers have been doing pretty well on that when they're down on this type of situation. Last game, they were able to get right out of it pretty easy. We'll see what happens for this one. Obviously gets difficult when you play other teams. First pitch in there from Peckham against Woolard, Emma Woolard, is a strike. I'm assuming that she's related to Anna Woolard, her and Emma. She's a freshman left fielder. She steps in the box. Here's the pitch from Peckham. Tried to get her high and got it outside. That's going to be a 1-1 count. So Emma Woolard has a 1-1 delivery coming from Peckham. Runners at first and second. No outs. Bottom of the second inning. Here's the delivery. Swing. Line drive. Izzy Tauman gets it. Throws it back to second. Double play for the Beat Diggers. Smart baseball. Right there, a line drive directly to Izzy Talmadge, and she throws it right back as the runner was trying to go to third. So she's going to get the double play. So that really changes things here as Southeast was caught off on that one. The only one to survive the base running, Kennedy Gearman, is she's now at first solo, and Savannah Brown steps in with 2 outs in the bottom of the second inning for the Beat Diggers. Great defensive effort there. Here's the delivery. Strike one right down the middle for Elizabeth Peckham. Wonderful defense. That was on a rope, and Izzy Talmadge was able to take it and just toss it over to Jolie Tuck to get the double play. So 2 outs. Here's the delivery. Pitch is high. 1-1 is going to be the count as Savannah Brown comes in again for the Angels, who's hit .364, 13 hits, 2 doubles, and 3 triples for the season. No home runs. Savannah Brown takes the next pitch. It's low and in the dirt. It's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. Lots of radio broadcasts going on today here live at Aurora Sports Complex. Light breeze still blowing in from right center field. Here's the delivery high from Peckham out of the hand, and that puts Savannah Brown on the lead. 3-1 in the count with the runner still at first base. Up next for the Angels will be right fielder number 12, Bailey Sierra. Brown steps in. Here's the delivery from Peckham. Swing goes over to right shallow field. I don't think they're going to get it fielded in time. Angelique Schrum overruns it a little bit as Jolie Tuck runs it in, and she's trying to challenge the runner to see if she'll run, but she'll just run it in and jog it in and throw it to Peckham easily and stop them from scoring. So there's runners at the corners now for the Angels as Savannah Brown with a bloop single to right field. Advancing Gearman to third. So runners at the corners. Sierra's going to step in, right fielder, number 12, to face Elizabeth Peckham. Number 36, first pitch, Bailey Sierra gets a strike on her. So far, she's hitting .514. She's got 2 home runs on the season, 2 doubles, 1 triple. Here's the delivery. Swing, fouls it off the right side, heading for someone in the crowd. Hopefully no one gets hit like I was at. I was pretty close. So Bailey Sierra is quickly down on the count against Peckham. 0-2, 2 outs. Defense needs to hold here. The Bee Diggers have bent. We'll see if we can not break. As Sierra's back in the box. Down 0-2. Peckham's got to get a good pitch here. Defense is ready. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss, and she gets everybody out of the inning. Beautiful effort from Elizabeth Peckham. So no runs off of 2 hits and retires the sides here in the bottom of the second inning. We'll take a 30-second break on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR live at Aurora Sports Complex here as the Lady Bee Diggers are battling the Southeast Angels, the number 3 and the number 6 seed, and we are scoreless going into the top of the third inning as Kylie Greenwood will start things off for the Lady Bee Diggers. Kylie Greenwood's been having the hot hand so far today. This is her first time facing Anna Woolert, who's been pitching, and I think she's also had a couple of illegal pitches called on her so far. So we'll see and keep that situation and see what happens. As Kylie Greenwood digs her feet in here, right-handed batter for the Bee Diggers. Facing Woolert again for the first time. Coach is coming out. Hold on just a second here. We're going to see. We haven't even started the inning, and the coach is coming out to have a conversation with Anna Woolert. I'm not sure what the situation is. Maybe he's checking on her leg or her arm, but she hadn't even started the inning yet, and he's already had a converse with her. So a little chin wag with her, I guess you'd call that, huh? That's a big word for me to use. I'm proud that I could use that today for the first time. So Greenwood steps in. Get the top of the third here going as Woolert delivers. Outside is the pitch, ball 1. Just missed off the outside corner. Gracie Martinez on deck for the Bee Diggers. Getting ready to go through the entire lineup here for the first time. Here's the delivery from Woolert. Pitches in there for a strike, so Kylie Greenwood's evened it up at 1-1. Or excuse me, Woolert has evened it up at 1-1. Bats have been silent for both teams for the most part. Here's the delivery from Woolert. Fouls it off. Kylie Greenwood is behind on the count now, 1-2 against Woolert. Kylie had an amazing game that first game. We had that home run and that 11-run inning effort that we had earlier in the preliminaries. Here's the next pitch. Strikeout called. Called strikeout on Kylie Greenwood, so she's out quickly. And Woolert has her 5th strikeout of the day as Gracie Martinez steps in for the Bee Diggers. Need some activity here with these bats, or pick those bats up, throw them out of the dugout, shake the dust off. Let's go, ladies, as they get fired up here to get going here in the top of the third inning. Gracie Martinez takes the first swing and a miss, and she's already down on the count 0-1. Get ready to go back to the top of the lineup with Izzy Talmadge on deck for the Lady Bee Diggers. Hopefully when they roll through the lineup, they'll get settled down as we're still 0-0. Shows the bunt, and it's going to be a called strike so quickly. Martinez is down on the count 0-2 after bunt effort, and she missed. Try to get her on first base a tricky way. Here we go as the delivery comes from the pitcher. Swing and a miss. It gets her to strike out. That is her sixth strikeout for Anna Woolert. 6th strikeout against the Bee Diggers. So Isabella Talmadge is going to step in and see if she can break that streak. She's had 2 strikeouts each inning so far as Talmadge steps in as the leadoff or the top of the lineup, excuse me, as the first pitch is in there for a strike. Still 0-0. Played almost 2.5 innings, 2 2/3 of an innings, and we're 0-0. Wind's picking up a little bit. Here's the delivery, and that's going to be outside on Izzy Talmadge. Talmadge has been playing really well. Smart baseball or softball as only a freshman, so it's impressive to see her hitting .425. There's a swing and a foul for Talmadge. And she's way behind on this count already, 0-2. But able to still keep battling. You probably, 1-2 now. You probably can hear the wind. It's picking up just a little bit in from right field. Here's the delivery from Anna Woolert outside. Is the pitch. 2-2 is the count. Evens up the count against Woolert. Woolert's been looking really good with her pitches. Here's the delivery. Swing and fouls it off and goes over towards the other field as Talmadge is able to stay alive. Talmadge, like I said, hitting .425 coming into today with 21 RBIs, 14 doubles, and 3 triples. As the next pitch is in there, not in there, and that's going to be a ball. Full count on Talmadge. 2 down. Top of the third inning. Swing right towards second base. Oh, second baseman has trouble holding the ball. Talmadge is in on an error from the second baseman. I'm going to error that one to the second baseman. That was pretty routine, and she should have made that stop. So that's going to be an E4 as Jolie Tuck, big bag Jolie Tuck, steps in for the Beat Diggers with a runner on first. Jolie Tuck has looked fantastic so far this afternoon. She's hit .547, 26 RBIs, 7 doubles, 6 triples, and you could say 4 home runs now after her home run she hit earlier today. Here's the delivery. Swing, right center field. That's going to keep rolling, and we'll see as Talmadge turns. It goes to third. Long throw from right field. Got her. What an arm from the right fielder as she threw it in. Coach Odell thought she was under the tag, but no, they called her out. So what an amazing throw from the right fielder. We'll call that definitely, as Jolie had an easy single there. But the throw from 9 to 5, we'll score that as the third out. So what an amazing throw from the right fielder. So we'll take a 30-second timeout and come back to you here on the 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR coming to you live from Aurora Sports Complex as we are tied underway here into the bottom of the third inning. Buckeye Welding and Supplies, if you have questions, they have answers. Our area welders know what sets them apart at 330 South 11th Avenue in Sterling. As the officials were having a little conference, a little powwow here right by home plate as they break apart, and we're going to start the bottom of the third inning as number 20 leadoff hitter Lexi Schotten steps in. I might have scored something wrong on my own there. I'm just checking my records. Here's the delivery by Peckham, and it's a swing and a miss on the off speed in the bottom of the third inning. So she's down quickly in the count, 0-1. Kind of heating up a little bit more. Midday, though, probably in the mid-60s here. Light breeze still blowing. Here's the pitch and delivery from Peckham, and that's a ball. High and outside. 1-1's the count. Defense is playing normal for the Lady Beat Diggers. Peckham's in the circle still. Schotten steps in the box. Here's the delivery. Low and inside corner and got it. I thought it was going to be called low, but he called it as a strike. Great call. That thing must have tailed in to him, but he called it a strike as just nicked the edge of the plate. So 1-2 is the count for Elizabeth Peckham as she's leading over Lexi Schotten. Here's the delivery. Right down the middle and a strikeout for Elizabeth Peckham. Gets her looking on that one. So great pitching so far from Elizabeth Peckham. Zoe Martinez is going to step in next, number 15 for the Southeast Angels, second baseman. She got a double last time when she was up She was up on the count 3-0 and was able to get a stand-up double. We'll see what she does this time as Peckham delivers right down the middle, strike one. Peckham isn't wasting any time, and she's attacking those batters very quickly on the inside corner. Martinez digs back in. Peckham gets the sign. Here's the delivery. Swing right center field, going towards center field again. Same spot. Gets Sid Miller, Sid Quick to close in on it. This time it's only a single, though, for Zoe Martinez. So that makes her 2 for 2 for the day, as she is the lead runner there for the Angels as Dixie Bittner steps in, catcher number 22. Last time up, she was struck out by Peckham. Great defensive effort for both teams here so far. Here's the delivery high, and he's going to call it a ball and say she didn't go all the way around. She did partially swing, but not all the way. So 1-0 is the count for Bittner. Here's the delivery from Elizabeth Peckham. Oh, right, a rope right through third baseman Gracie Martinez. There was nothing she could do. She quickly dove, just could not stop that. I think it was really fast. It was on a laser. So a single for Dixie Bittner, advancing Martinez over to second. So the Angels come out swinging away here after the first strikeout in the bottom of the third inning. Kara Wilson, the shortstop, comes in. She's their number 4 hitter for them. We'll see what she does. Last time up, she flew out to Tatum Chard for the first out of the last inning, and that's when they got that double play. As a matter of fact, no, sorry, that was the second inning. Here's a fly ball into right center field, and that's going to drop. Angelique Schrum can't field it. Runners are turning. He got one scoring only and holds the other runners. The throw to home, it just goes past Kylie Greenwood, but the Angels hold the runners and make sure that they don't come and score. So on the scoreboard early in the third inning, bottom of the third inning, will be the Southeast Angels. They have a 1-0 lead against the Lady Beat Diggers as Kara Wilson gets in off of a double to right center field. So Anna Woolert has a chance to help herself as a pitcher with runners at second and third, 1 out. Bottom of the third inning, here's the delivery. Outside corner, strike one. Peckham wastes no time to go right at Woolert. All she's got to do basically is fly off here and just a fly ball and able to bring at least one run in if they need the second run to help them out. We'll see what she does here as she's down in the count 0-1. Woolert can help herself and her teammates. Here's the delivery with the riser and a little bit off, and that's going to be high, ball one. So again, runners at second and third. Woolert facing Peckham for the first time. She got thrown out last time on a double play, her runner that was running for her, which is number 24. And the pitch next time, or the next pitch from her, is low and in the dirt. Garcia was her runner last time, and she got picked off on that double play that went to Izzy Talmadge. So 2-1 count. Woolert digs in. Peckham takes the sign. Here's the delivery. Swing. Short blooper here to Izzy Talmadge. An amazing turnaround and grab on that. She was playing short for the bunt and actually had to turn around, loop it, and she was able to make the catch for the second out. So it's going to be a fly ball to the shortstop for a second out. Now that puts a predicament for them as they've got runners at second and third. Kennedy Gearman's going to have to come in and do something if she wants to advance any more runners in to get to bump up their lead from 1-0. As she steps in the box, swing and a miss for the first one. She wasn't even close to that one. Beediger's down 1-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. Gearman has a real big chance to help her team out. We'll see if she can here. Peckham gets the sign, the pitch outside corner and makes it 1-1. Gearman last time at bat had a single, and so far she's 1 for 1 for the day. Her second chance against Peckham. 1-1 delivery. Here it is. Outside and high for a 2-1 count. Runner still at second and third for the Angels. B Diggers down on this one, 1-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Peckham gets the sign for Greenwood. Here's the delivery, fouls it off the fence here to the right side. Evens the count now at 2-2. So Peckham's doing a great job in battling and not going to take or step back here at all from this team that's trying to bring in 2 more runs to take a 3-0 lead. But right now it's only at 1-0 with runners still at second and third as Gearman digs in. Peckham takes the sign. Here's the delivery outside and high. So it's going to be full count. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. 1-0 is our score, Southeast leading. Peckham takes the sign, delivery, swing, fouls it off. Ooh, I thought that caught Kylie on the hand for a moment. I don't know why she reached out with her hand. I think she was trying to grab something, but I think she tried to grab that bare hand because it was on the right side of her. And I think she tried to bare hand grab that as it was fouled off to see if she could snag it, but unable to, so fouls it off. So Elizabeth Peckham has a full count. Bottom of the third, delivery, low and in the dirt, and walks her on a base on balls. So bases are loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, left fielder Emma Woolert comes in. She flew out last time to the shortstop, which had that big double play for the Beat Diggers to stop them when they were threatening in the second inning. Emma Woolert digs in the box. Bases are loaded, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning, here's the delivery, high and outside. Elizabeth doesn't want to give her anything easy to hit and make her try to see if she could fly it out and make it an easy retirement here, even though we're down 1-0, but she'd rather have that 1 than 3. Here's the delivery, flies it towards center field. Sid Miller under it, no problem, and that retires the sides. And we'll take a 30-second break as the Bee Diggers are losing this game in the bottom of the third inning. Score is 1-0 on 1010 KSAR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1010 KSIR and Eastern Plains Sports Network back to you live here at the Aurora Sports Complex as the Bee Diggers are down going into the top of the fourth inning, 1-0 to the Southeast Angels. Gordon Insurance, be prepared for everything life throws you. Car insurance, life insurance, farm insurance, and crop insurance, all at Gordon Insurance. Visit GordonINS.com. Also, Premier Farm Credit for over 100 years. They've been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. Well, so far a defensive battle as both teams have really done well at controlling the runners and not allowing them too much. The Beat Diggers did give up that 1 here in the third inning, but it's definitely a lead that they can take back here as Elizabeth Peckham's going to step in for the Beat Diggers in the top of the fourth inning. The pitcher, number 22. On deck is the 4-hitter, first baseman number 23, Hayden Eppel. So a good opportunity here for the Beat Diggers to start off the top of the fourth inning. Here's the delivery, swing and a miss. Peckham's had trouble finding that ball from Anna Wooler, as Anna's probably going to be pitching now probably her 10th inning so far today. She's been nonstop. The official's been on her a couple times on her stance, so we'll see what happens as the game goes on. Another pitch in there, strike 2, swing and a miss. So Peckham's down quickly on the count, 0-2. Same thing like her first time at bat. She was down 0-2 and got struck out. Hopefully she can turn it around here, but she is down early, 0-2. Here's the delivery. Fouls it off and stays alive as the ball rolls around off the foul fence here several times before dropping just behind home plate. Again, it's getting pretty warm and toasty out here, but I'm afraid to take off the jacket because if you do, you kind of get that little whiff of a chill, and it does blow. We'll be live on the radio again later on this evening at 7 o'clock for the Bee Diggers and Weld Central game. Swing, a shot to the pitcher. She's not able to get it. Peckham's going to be safe at first. That was an easy play for the pitcher, but she was not able, so we're going to go with an E1 on that one. And Peckham's going to get a leadoff single for the Bee Diggers here in the top of the fourth inning to start off with an opportunity to tie it up. So the tying runs at first with Eppel in the box. Peckham at first. Here's the delivery. Swing and a foul ball. Hayden Epple is not afraid to take a swing at things. She's the number 4 hitter for that reason. Same with Peckham. She's able to get on the bases pretty commonly. She's able to get on there on an E1 from the pitcher. Here's the pitch. Second pitch. She's fouled off again by Hayden Epple. She's quickly down on the count 0-2. Just got to find that timing on Anna Wallert, who's now pitching her 10th inning for the Southeast Angels. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Right down the middle. Gets her looking on that strikeout. Number 7. 7 for Anna Woolert. So Angelique Schrum's going to step in with the runner still at first. Peckham's known to do some stealing here, so we'll see what happens if Tommy gives her the sign. And Schrum takes first pitch, ball. Schrum is our only senior on the team. Hitting .344 prior to these games today with 18 RBIs, 3 doubles. Here's the pitch. Swing, right, that's going to blooper over to right field. That's going to turn Elizabeth Peckham as she goes and rounds the third. What a throw, it's overthrown. Oh, but not there, but that's all right. Gets another advance for Angelique Schrum. So Angelique Schrum gets a double on a blooper to right field. And the Beat Diggers are now threatening with 2 runners, 1 at third and 1 at second. So bloop double or single with the extra base there for Angelique Schrum. Sid Miller's got an opportunity to help the team out as they've got runners at second and third, as Anna Woolert not really showing signs of fatigue, just good timing for the Beat Diggers as they're able to get the ball. Top of the 4th inning. Beat Diggers are down 1-0. Sid Miller takes the first pitch, swing, right off of her leg, it looks like. Yeah, caught her off the right knee there as she did that swing. So she's quickly down on the count, 0-1. Runner still at second and third. He got 1 out still. Right behind her, we've got Emery Chard, who's also had a good day swinging as well. Here's the delivery. Check swing, and he's going to call it all the way through. I don't think she swung all the way around, but no appeals on that one. So Sid's quickly down on the count, 0-2. See if Sid can do something here against Woolert. Swing, struck her out. So that's another one for Woolert. She has 8 strikeouts so far. So now it changes everything with 2 outs. Emery Chard's going to come to the plate. Runners at second and third. Elizabeth Peckham at third. And Angelique Schrum at second. Bloop single or any type of single scores 2 runs here. Here's the delivery. Chard with a big swing and nothing there. She's quickly down on the count, 0-1. Got to get something to spark this team here. We'll see if Emery Chard is able to get the spark for the Lady Beat Diggers as they're down 1-0. Top of the 4th inning. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss again. She's quickly down now, 0-2. Little frustration there. She turns and walks away. She's got to get herself settled. She steps back in the box quickly and is ready to go as Anna Woolert gets the sign. Here's the delivery. Got her looking, strikeout again for Anna Woolert. 3 strikeouts hurt the Beat Diggers there. We'll take a 30-second timeout on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network at 1010 KSIR. Paul Acosta coming to you live from the Aurora Sports Complex as the Southeast Angels lead this game going into the bottom of the 4th inning, 1-0. Beat Diggers stranded 2 on that one there. They needed those runs in. So far they've stranded 5, it looks like, on my account. I could be off, though. I'm not the best with stats. But it looks like they've stranded 5 on the bases so far and not able to bring them in as we are going into the bottom of the 4th inning as Savannah Brown steps in the box to face Elizabeth Peckham. Last time up for her, she struck out. So we'll see what goes on here as Elizabeth steps in the circle, gets the sign from Greenwood. Here's the delivery, a little bit high, and ball 1. Got to give those extra runs. You got to get those base runners in. That's going to help your team. And we've been stranding a couple of them, so it's there. We just need to take those opportunities. Next pitch in from Peckham is right down the middle for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Savannah Brown. Their center fielder, number 36, as Peckham gets the sign from Greenwood. Here's the 1-1 delivery. A shot to Gracie Martinez. Throws it to first in time. And that'll be scored 5-3 for the first out against the Angels, as Bailey Sierra is going to step in now for the Southeast Angels. She's the number 9 hitter for the Angels. She steps in. Here's the first delivery from Peckham. Off speed, takes it towards center field. Easy play for Sid Miller. Got it as a fly ball. So center field has been doing some good action out there, and she's been very consistent out there, and that is Sid Miller for the second out. So Lexi Schotten's going to step in with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning, top of the order for the Angels. First baseman, number 20. Nobody on the bases. Here's the delivery. Right down the middle, strike. Southeast also has been leaving a few on as well. I'll get those stats for you, but I know the first and second inning, they stranded 3 on their own as well. But they do lead this game 1-0. Here's the delivery. Fly ball, left field, short left field. Oh, no, there was some confusion on who was going to get that. Oh, my goodness. Sid Miller tried to call off Tatum, and I really felt like that should have been to Isabella, but they called her off. Talmadge, I thought, really had a good play on it, but I think they called her off at the last second. So it's going to be an error on the left fielder, as Lexi Schotten is now at second after that one. That was a debacle there in left field. Zoe Martinez steps in. She's 2 for 2 for the day. Here's the first pitch. That's going to be, I don't know if he called it a strike or ball. I'm going to go with the ball on that one. As Zoe Martinez is 2 for 2. She's had a double and a single so far. With a runner at second this time, she's got an opportunity to bring another run in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Peckham takes the delivery. Here it is. Chopper to Izzy Talmadge. Talmadge throws it over to the first in time for out number 3. So the defense holds again. We're still at 1-0 as Southeast Angels lead this one going into the top of the 5th inning on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR coming to you live from the Aurora Sports Complex as the Beat Diggers defense holds, and only so far this game have given up 1 run, and they're down in this one 1-0 going into the top of the 5th inning, as the Angels so far have left 7 runners and the Beat Diggers have left 5. So lots of opportunities for both teams, just cannot bring them across the plate. Only 1 has crossed this entire game, as Kylie Greenwood is going to step in for the Beat Diggers going into the top of the 5th inning. Hannah Woolert is pitching her 11th inning so far. She did 7 in the first, and she's already gone through 4. So actually it's going to be her 12th inning now to pitch so far today, as she faces Kylie Greenwood first. Last time she faced Kylie struck out on 3 pitches. Here's the first one in for a ball. Well, it really isn't showing signs of fatigue yet, so again, I'm surprised that they're still using her, but that's great that they want to keep her, but they've got to get through today, tomorrow, if they're going to continue to play on. Here's the next pitch. Fly ball by Kylie Greenwood to right field. It is caught by Bailey Sierra, so a fly out to start the inning for the Beat Diggers in the right field, as Gracie Martinez steps in the box. Last time she was up, she struck out also against Woolert. Woolert's had at least 2 strikeouts every inning, with the exception of the last inning where she had 3 strikeouts. She has just been phenomenal with her strikeouts. The defense hasn't had to have to do much for her today. First pitch in on Gracie Martinez is a ball. So she's up 1-0 on the count. 1 out, top of the 5th inning. Beat Diggers down 1-0. Here's the delivery right down the middle. Got to take the opportunities and swing the bats here at this one, ladies. So it's a 1-1 count for Martinez. She's got good speed if she can get on the base. Here's the delivery. Shows the bunt. Pulls back. Not in time. It's going to be called a ball. Teams were charging. The defense was charging quickly. But again, Gracie Martinez is really fast. She's one of those track stars also in the spring sports. So the 1-1 delivery from Woolert shows bunt. Pulls back. And it is called a strike on Gracie Martinez. She didn't attempt at it, but it was a called strike. So Gracie's down on the count, 1-2. Digs her right foot in to the box. Here's the delivery. Swing goes towards the second baseman who's covering it. Easy throw to first base in time for out number 2. So we're going to go to the top of the lineup here to Isabella Talmadge. Hopefully she can get something going. We need sparks here for the Lady Bee Diggers as they're down 1-0 going into the second portion, or excuse me, with 2/3 of the inning finished here in the top of the 5th. Talmadge so far has reached on an error, and she also flew out to first base. And so she's 0 for 2 as she fouls off her first one. Man, the wind really picked up outs from mainly center field, right center field, so it's going to be hard to hit out that way, but the winds did just pick up pretty hard. Hopefully it's just a quick gust only. Here's the delivery. Low and in the dirt ball for Izzy Talmadge. I feel like it's hitting me in the face, but I'm not sure. Could be from center field, maybe even left center. It might be making a little bit of a shift. It's kind of chilly when that wind gets going. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss as Talmadge is quickly behind now, 1-2. Just need a base runner on there. At the top of the lineup here, here's an opportunity for the Bee Diggers. They want to get the lead back. Here's a foul ball, and she's battled herself back, comes close to the stands here. A lot of people taking cover there. This is the 4th pitch for Izzy Talmadge, and she's down 1-2. Anna Woolert still pitching here. This is her 12th. Pitch is high there. That's the first time she's actually showing any signs of fatigue there. That ball was way high and way outside, so we'll see how she's feeling. She's actually got a knee brace also on her right leg, so not sure on that one if that's why the call that was earlier for the illegal pitch. Another pitch in there high on Izzy Talmadge. She's battled back for a full count. This is the 7th pitch Talmadge will face against Woolert. 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. Fouls it off. Izzy Talmadge again sends out another souvenir ball. She is really battling this inning here to hold her ground against number 7, Anna Woolert. Bee Diggers down 1-0. Top of the 5th inning. This is a great contest for both teams. Here's the delivery. Low and in the dirt, walks her. Talmadge battled back and was able to get a base on balls. As that's the first time that I could say that I saw some signs of fatigue from Woolert on her 12th inning of pitching as Jolie Tuck, big bad Jolie Tuck, steps in for the Lady Bee Diggers. Jolie has been phenomenal. We'll see if she can come alive here to bring in Izzy Talmadge, who's at first on a base on balls. Here's the delivery. High again. I'm still seeing a little bit of fatigue starting to show on Anna Woolert. As you can see, as she even walks back to the back of the circle, she's looking like she's just a little bit tired now, as again, she's on her 12th inning of pitching. Here's the delivery. Low. Izzy threatened to go to second, but did not. So Jolie Tuck is up quickly, 2-0, as we are with 2 outs in the top of the 5th inning. Toller showing some signs. There's her first pitch finally in there for a strike. Thought that was going to be on the outside corner, but he called it a strike. So Jolie Tuck ahead on the count, 2-1 against Anna Woolert, who's finally starting to show some signs of fatigue. Here's the delivery. Tuck fouls it off right over us. Oh, that's an amazing hit. It hit the top of the fence and spun over. Never seen that one before, so I've had a lot of never seens. So he's saying 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2-2 now. He corrected himself, the official, as Jolie's tied up the count, evened it up. Here's the delivery. swinging off to the right side, got her right on the hands there, but it was going towards right field. If that was straightened out, that would have been a nice hit. But again, she's still battling. She's down, or she's even the count at 2-2. As Talmadge is at first. That's the tying run. Go ahead's at the plate. B-Diggers down 1-0. Tuck digs in. Here's the delivery. Swing. Right field. That could be on the line. We'll see what happens. The runner, the baser, or right fielder was heading there, but that wind really pushed it off really hard to the right fence, and that's going to go deep and foul. So Tuck is still battling her way through this one, as right fielder Bailey Sierra had to make a huge effort to try to get there, but it wasn't going to go there. Tell you what, Jolie Tuck straightens that out over that first base side. That's an easy double, and we're tied up in a game. We're going to be tied up, so hopefully she can step in and dig it. Here we go. Here's the pitch, high. Talmadge almost got caught. Oh, the ball goes by from the throw from home. So Talmadge is in scoring position as she's now at second base on an error. I'm going to have to give that one to the catcher because I truly believe, or excuse me, by the first baseman, because that was a catchable ball. And so Izzy now is going to be there on an error by first. So Tuck is still alive with Talmadge at second, full count, 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. Here's the delivery, swing and foul. Oof. The excitement was starting to build there as Jolie has just battled and battled and battled this at-bat against Anna Woolert, who's starting to show some signs of fatigue. Talmadge at second. She's the tying run. Here's the delivery. Swing right through the shortstop. Talmadge is going to turn third, and she's going to score easily. And we are tied at 1 as Jolie Tuck, big bad Jolie Tuck, comes through and gets the tying run on a single right through the shortstop. You can't give that one to the shortstop. That thing was a rope, and it went right through her glove. There was no way she was going to make that stop. So Elizabeth Peckham comes to the plate. Jolie Tuck is the lead run for the B-Diggers. So again, Woolert showing some signs of fatigue here. She's into her 12th inning here pitching. Here's Elizabeth Peckham. Swing and a miss. Peckham reached last time on an error by the pitcher, and she struck out her first. So she's 0 for 2 for the day, technically. Tuck finally got another single. That's her second single for the day. Here's a foul ball by Elizabeth Peckham this time. But we are tied now at 1. 1-1 is our score into the top of the 5th inning. Lady B-Diggers finally get themselves on the scoreboard. Again, seeing some signs of fatigue from Anna Woolert, their pitcher, who's pitched last game and this whole game. Here's the next pitch, and it's fouled off by Peckham again. Peckham is battling now and making Woolert throw more pitches and more pitches. And Jolie Tuck was stealing at the same time, so it was an opportunity they weren't able to get, though. Taking a moment to get some more softballs. We fouled out so many they have to restock the umpire at home plate. So Peckham down on the count, 0-2. Jolie Tuck at first. 1 run is scored this inning. We're tied. Here's the delivery. Swing. Check swing through the first baseman's glove, but she's able to pick it up and tag it out unassisted at first base. So, but the B-Diggers have finally scored, and we are tied 1-1, and we'll take a 30-second break and come back to us here on 1010 KSAR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network at 1010 KSAR welcomes you back to Aurora Sports Complex here, as both of us, Mark and myself, are discussing how we got to get to our next venue. I'm doing football later on in Weld Central. It's a 46-minute drive is what Siri's telling me. So I should be able to make it back in time. And he's got to go all the way to Loveland, so he's going to have to book it. And we were just talking about the parking here is a nightmare. A lot of them have left from the earlier games, though, and when we had the first round go through. But, again, it's going to be difficult for us to get out. So we go into the bottom of the 5th inning as Dixie Bittner is going to step in for the Angels. Tied at 1, bottom of the 5th. Elizabeth Peckham has pitched a heck of a game as well for the B-Diggers. First pitch is a called strike. So she struck out once and had a single in the 3rd inning. So she's 1 for 1 for the day. 1 for 2 for the day as Bittner digs in. Peckham's up on the count, 0-1. Here's the delivery. swing, chop one over easy to Hayden Epple, and a quick fly out to first base. And quickly the Beat Diggers have the first out of the bottom of the fifth inning as Kara Wilson is going to step in, shortstop number 10, as she too is 1 for 2 for the day. Last time she was up, she had a shot over to right field and right center field and was able to help bring in the first run for the Angels. Here's the pitch. Oh my gosh, a line drive. Let's see if we can get it. Gracie Martinez tried to get the throw. So what happened is it almost hit Peckham, bounced out of her glove, and then Gracie Martinez picked it up, threw it over to first, not in time, but what an effort by Gracie Martinez. As Kara Wilson's going to get a single, I'm going to go ahead and give her the single on that one because that was a super hard hit. That's a tough one for her to play for the pitcher for Peckham. Anna Woolert's going to step in with the runner at first now. There's their lead run as Kylie Greenwood takes a quick break, and she's waving off everybody else. She's talking to her pitcher, just making sure she's okay, getting her to settle down because that was a line drive right at her, and that was a pretty close call, so I'm glad that she was able to protect herself on that. So Kara Wilson today, again, is 1 for 2. Or excuse me, now 2 for 3, I apologize. And Anna Woolert comes in, who is 0 for 2 for the day. She's struggled to hit the ball as that first pitch was off speed and outside for her, and she's up on the count 1-0. So 1 out, bottom of the fifth, 1 runner on first. Kara Wilson's at first. Woolert at the box. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Flies it up. Center field. Sid Miller's under it. Should make it routine. It's there. Another one for her. Sid Miller has just done fantastic in the outfield today for the Bee Diggers. So quickly 2 outs on the Angels as Gearman's going to step in with a runner at first. Kara Wilson now at first. And Kennedy Gearman is 1 for 2. She got a base on balls last time she was up, and she had a single earlier in the game. Runner still at first. Here's the delivery. Flies it towards, that's going to go out of foul territory. Sorry about that. Sometimes you have a hard time finding those fly balls when they quickly come off the bat, and I lost it for a second, but it was over our shoulder, so we're safe. So quickly, Gearman's down in the count, 0-1. Here's the delivery, right down the middle. No, he did not call a strike. I thought that was right there, right at the knees, but the official didn't score it that way. So it's a 1-1 opportunity for Peckham against Kennedy Gearman with a runner at first. Bottom of the fifth inning, here's the delivery. Chop swing, Talmadge quickly pitches it over to Jolie Tuck at second. Easy play, retires the sides. Defense, defense, defense right there. Great effort, so we're still tied at 1-1. We'll take a 30-second break here on the Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR. 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We are tied at 1 apiece going into the top of the sixth inning as Kylie Greenwood's getting some advice from one of the coaches here from the Beat Diggers. Coach Kukas is who I see there. Sometimes you got to have a hard time finding the girls' faces. They look so young as coaches. They've got such a young coaching staff, with the exception of Odell. I got to say that for him because he would laugh at that. But anyway, yeah, Coach Kukas giving some advice to Kylie Greenwood as she's going to step in the box for the Lady Beat Diggers to start off the top of the sixth inning. Well, I apologize, not Kylie Greenwood. It was Hayden Epple. I read my numbers wrong. Hayden Epple. I was thinking 13. It's 23. Epple takes the first pitch as a strike. Epple has struggled this game against Anna Woolard. She struck her out twice, and she's got her on high pitches. Let's see what happens here. Pitch, got her again on the high pitch. She is really getting Epple to take that pitch every single time. And I mean every single time. She's gone that high strike zone, and she's got her to chase it and completely miss it. She's down on the count 0-2. Here's the delivery. Fouls that one off. She's able to chop that one. Same pitch came at her, but that one she was able to foul it off and stay alive. So Epple's still down on the count 0-2. Just underway here in the top of the sixth inning. What an amazing quarterfinal matchup. Bee Diggers down, or excuse me, Bee Diggers have tied it up against the Angels 1-1. Here's Epple for the delivery. High, and that's going to be ball one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody on. She's the lead hitter for the Beat Diggers. Start us off here in the top of the 6th inning, followed up by Angelique Schrum. Here's the delivery, right down the middle, and she got her again. 3rd strikeout on her for the day. As Epple continues to struggle against Anna Woolert. Angelique Schrum's going to step in. Last time up, she had a single and actually got a double on a fielder's choice, was able to get it even a little bit longer after an overthrow, and she is 1 for 2 for the day. Here's the first pitch attack. She takes it right to second base, right under her legs, and an error on the second baseman, so an E4 gets Angelique Schrum. That ball was spinning like crazy, and it spun right out of her glove. She had a routine play, but she just kind of took it for granted. And that's fortunate for the Bee Diggers. We've got a runner now on first base as Sid Miller steps into the box. Last time up, she struck out. She had a base on balls earlier. And we'll see what's going on here. We got looks like we're going to do a pinch runner, I believe. Yep. Coach Odell is going to pinch run Isabella Mesh. She's going to be a pinch runner, I believe. So Isabella Mesh, number 9, is going to check in as a pinch runner, I believe, and then they'll probably put Angelique back in on defense. So Angelique's going to be a speedy runner at the bag there for the Beat Diggers. We'll see what Coach Tommy Odell does as we've got 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Sid Miller up next. They've got a pinch hitter coming in next, too. For Emery Chard, we've got Braylon Smith in the on-deck circle for the Beat Diggers. Here's the first pitch to Sid Miller. It's a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Mesh at first. Miller at the plate. Braylon Smith on deck if needed, as they only have 1 out. Here's the next pitch, and that's going to be high on Sid Miller. So she's up on the count, 2-0. As Woolert showed some signs of fatigue last inning, still might have a little bit of that going for her here in her 13th inning pitch for the day. Here's the delivery. Strike 1 right on the outside corner. Boy, I thought that was going to be called a ball, but he's been kind of off and on that call. I'm not sure. That view for me looked like it was going to be an outside. Mesh at first. Here's the pitch. Sid Miller foul tips it for a strike. So 2-2 is the count for Sid Miller. She's got an opportunity to advance a runner here if she can. Miller digs in the box. Here's Wollert's delivery outside and loads it up to full count. So Sid's worked her way back into this thing. And I'm back. Sorry, my battery died on my thing for just a moment. Here's the delivery, fouled off. Still a full count for Sid Miller. Hopefully you all haven't lost me yet. I believe we're still on. Yes, we are. My battery died on my box, so on one of my powers, so we're good. Full counts to Miller. Outside, and she drew the walk. Wow. Great job by Sid Miller. That was a good hold. I thought she was going to swing at it, but it was on the outside corner as Tommy Odell is going to pinch hit. Excuse me. Give me just a second, everybody. Sorry about that. I'm going to get some tech in to hit for Emery Chard. So Braylon Smith, number 2, is going to take an opportunity here with 1 out. See how she does. For over 100 years, they've been proving affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com. Wiggins Equipment. Count on Wiggins Electric for quick, efficient, and courteous service to keep you up and running. They provide you with the service and products you need at your most critical time. So the head coach from the Southeast having a bit of a conversation, a little bit of a chin wag with his group there to talk to them, get them settled down as they've got runners at first and second now for the Beat Diggers. Tied 1-1 here in the top of the sixth inning. Top of the sixth inning for the Beat Diggers. They got an opportunity with only one out as Braylon Smith steps in the box for the Lady Beat Diggers. Braylon Smith hitting .500 so far. She's got 8 RBIs for the season off 5 hits as a pinch hitter. She digs her feet in the box. Here's the delivery. Outside corner, strike one. 0-1's the count with runners at first and second. Mesh at second as a runner. Miller at first. Smith. Here's the delivery. A shot. It's going to roll slowly to second base. She loses control. Oh, she got the throw just in time. Tommy Odell thought she was safe. Man, what an opportunity. But it does advance the runners to second and third on a chopper right off the handle. And it was difficult for the second baseman to hold, but they're going to give her credit and call her out. So there's 2 outs now on the Beat Diggers. But we've got the go-ahead at third. And Miller is the insurance at second. As Kylie Greenwood, who hit a home run last game, is in for her third at bat. She's 0 for 2, takes a hard swing right down the right field line and just foul. You straighten that thing out, that scores 2 runs. That's how close this game is. So Kylie's down on the count, 0-1. Again, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Kylie's had a great tournament so far. She's been our catcher for the season. Doing great so far. Here's the delivery. Fouls it off again, and she's fighting pitches like crazy. So Kylie so far today is 0 for 2 on this game, but last game she crushed it. She had a strikeout in the third inning, and she flew out to right field last inning. So she's finally getting some timing, but we'll see how Anna Woolard is as she's starting to show the fatigue. The delivery. Oh, Kylie thought she was going to get called out on that one. She saw it low, and she was almost turning away like she thought that was a strikeout, and she's lucky that the official only called it a ball. It was just a little low, so she's down on the count, though. 1-2, runners at second and third. Top of the sixth inning. Here's the delivery. A shot. Oh, line drive to the second baseman, and she makes the catch and retires the Beat Diggers there in the top of the sixth inning. So we'll come back for the bottom half of the sixth inning, tied at 1 here at Aurora Sports Complex on 1010 KSIR and Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1010 KSIR and Eastern Plains Sports Network. Paul Acosta coming to you live from the Aurora Sports Complex as the Beat Diggers in the quarterfinal action here against the Southeast Angels tied at 1. Southeast Angels tied at 1. We're going into the bottom of the sixth inning as Kylie Greenwood with a line drive to second base, and that puts a stop. I didn't catch him. What did he say, Mark? Okay. So, gotcha. All right, sorry. I was just clarifying with my neighbor here to find out everybody's re-entered in. So Mesh was just in for a runner, and Braylon Smith was checking in as a pinch hitter, but Emery Chard's going to go back in as a designated hitter in her spot. So 1-1 is our score. Bottom of the sixth inning. Bottom half of the lineup for the Angels as Emma Woolert comes in. She's had a fly out to shortstop and also flew out to the left fielder. So she's 0 for 2 today as she steps in the box against, lost my thought, against Elizabeth Peckham, number 22, as she's pitched a doozy of a game. First pitch in there, strike one. She's already ahead of the count against Woolert, 0-1. Again, bottom half of the lineup for the Angels. They'll have the top if the Beat Diggers stop them here with 1, 2, 3. That would give the Angels an opportunity for the bottom of the seventh. Here's a fly ball to center fielder, Sid Miller under it. Easy catch, and that's out number 1 as that puts Emma Woolert, 0 for 3. Savannah Brown now steps in, who's the center fielder, number 36. She, too, is 0 for 2 for the day, and she's coming up against Elizabeth Peckham. Quickly with 1 out, bottom of the sixth inning. Here's the delivery. Chop shot over to Talmadge. Oh, what an eerie bounce, and it bounces off the left side of her shoulder and rolls into center field, and that's going to be a tough one on her. Thought she was going to get that, but it's going to be an error on her. E6 on Talmadge. So Savannah Brown reaches on an error as Bailey Sierra steps in. 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. Right fielder for the Angels. She is 0 for 2 today as well. She struck out earlier and 1 fly out. Fouls it off to the right side. Kind of a slow swing, a choppy swing. Wasn't able to make great contact with it, but enough to foul it off. And she's down on the count 0-1 with the runner at first, Savannah Brown at first. Bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 1. Quarterfinal action. Winner advances and punches to the semifinals tomorrow. Here's the delivery by Peckham. Right in there, strike 2. Wow, Elizabeth Peckham has come through with pitches when they're needed. So she's up on this count, 0-2 against Bailey Sierra with 1 out. Bottom of the 6th inning, tied at 1. Here's the delivery. Outside corner, just missed. Snap throw back to first by Greenwood to Eppel. Not in time. So we'll see what happens here as Sierra digs in the box. Brown at first. Here's the delivery. Off-speed pitch and gets her swinging away, but she fouls it. Just barely got a piece of it, and I mean barely a piece of it. What an off-speed by Peckham. She is so hard to hit off of when that off-speed comes in. So she's still up on the count, 1-2. Here's the delivery to Sierra. Chopper over to second. Got him at second, so a throw from Jolie Tuck to Talmadge, who covered second, gets the lead runner and makes the out, so it'll be scored as a 4-6. 4 for the second out, and Sierra gets in on a fielder's choice as the leadoff, Lexi Schotten, comes in with the runner at first, 2 outs, bottom of the 6th inning. Schotten's nope, she's 0 for 3 because she got it on an error last inning. Snap throw back to first from Greenwood, and the strike is there, though. Called strike on Schotten. So again, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. We're tied at 1. Peckham been in the circle for this whole game. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Off speed, hit to Talmadge. Talmadge gets it, throws to second in time, and retires the side. We'll take a 30-second break. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we'll take a break on 1010 KSIR and Eastern Plains Sports Network. Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR. We're back with you live coverage in Aurora at the Aurora Sports Complex. Quarterfinal matchup between the Southeast Angels, number 3 seed, and the number 6 Brush Beat Diggers. Again, we're tied at 1, top of the 7th inning. What a game. And as Anna Woolert steps in, this is going to be her 14th inning to pitch today. 14th inning. She showed some signs of fatigue. Beat Diggers at the bottom of their lineup with Gracie Martinez going to lead off for us. And then Isabella Talmadge comes in and Jolie Tuck. That's our 3 batters that she's going to face as we go into the top of the 7th inning for Woolert. Great defensive game from both teams, avoiding the runs, making it such a close game. The winner of this punches their ticket to the state semifinals tomorrow. So we'll see as the Beat Diggers dig in. Gracie Martinez at the plate, shows bunt, backs off, takes a ball. 1 ball, no strikes against Martinez as the infield has moved in a little bit more to protect the bunt. Martinez is very fast if she gets on the bags. Here's the second delivery from Woolert, swing and a miss for strike 1. So 1-1 count for Martinez. Still have Talmadge to come up here. On deck in the circle is Gracie Martinez. Leading off for the Beat Diggers, top of the 7th. Swing, chops it to right center field. That's going to be trouble for both teams. It's going to keep rolling as Gracie Martinez is so fast, and she dives into second on a double for Gracie Martinez. What a time to get that double to lead it off for the Lady Beat Diggers. There is the lead run now at second base as Izzy Talmadge has a chance to get that run that the Beat Diggers need to take the lead. So Izzy Talmadge, shortstop, has a chance to redeem herself. She had one that bounced off her shoulder last inning. We'll see if she can redeem herself as she steps in the box and she's ready as Anna Wohlert pitches. Bunt by Talmadge. She's fast. The throw to first. Got her. Oh my gosh, it was so close, but it advances the runner. So already we've got one in scoring position from third now with one out only. It'll be scored 2-3 for the first out on the bunt. Jolie Tuck, big bad. Jolie Tuck is 2 for 3 for the day with a strikeout only in the first inning. She's had 2 singles back-to-back. Let's see if Jolie can bring in the lead run. Oh, shot! Center field! Way back! It's all the way to the fence and it's rolling! And Jolie Tuck is turning to go to third! And she's in there on a dive and a triple for Jolie Tuck. She comes through and gets the lead run for the Lady Beat Diggers as they are up on this one, 2-1 over the Southeast Angels in the top of the 7th inning. Now, Elizabeth Peckham has a chance to help herself. She's on the mound. They're up 2-1 in the top of the 7th with only one out. Here's Elizabeth Peckham. Fouls it off to the right. Crowd's getting a little crazy here as well as I am on a triple from Big Bad Jolie Tuck. Wow. Jolie Tuck has been everything today. She was last game's player of the game. She might even be in run for this one as well if the Diggers hold. Here's the bunt sign shown by Peckham. She drops it right at the plate. Here's the throw. She's not sure where to throw. And there's runners down at the corners. The catcher wasn't sure what to do with it. She was trying to go to second or third. She wasn't sure. So Peckham is on a bunt. On a bunt. Single. Wow. That brings in Hayden Epple. Hayden's due, everyone. She is 0 for 3 for the day. Struck out 3 times against Wohlert. But Wohlert's showing that sign of fatigue. Let's see if Epple can make a difference. One out, 2-1 lead for the Beat Diggers. Top of the 2nd inning. Correction, 7th inning. Here's the delivery. Fakes the throw to second. We get the steal. So we've got 2 runners now in scoring position as Peckham advances on the steal. Epple with the first pitch is a ball. Runners at second and third. They've got an opportunity to take a bigger lead here as they're up 2-1. There's a shot and fouled off by Epple. She's got the timing there. Let's see if she can get it here. Tommy Odell's giving her some coaching advice. Epple steps in the box. Runners at second and third. One out, top of the 7th inning. Beat Diggers lead 2-1. State quarterfinals. Here's the delivery. Epple swing and a miss. Oh, she's hot. She's mad. I don't know where she's going, but I thought that was only a second strike, but that's okay. I guess I'll call it another strikeout on Epple. Dang it. Was hoping she'd have that, but that's okay. Angelique Schrum, she's been doing very well today. She comes in, she's 1 for 3 for the day, in on an error, and she's on a single earlier. Angelique Schrum, the senior, has a chance to bring in 2 more runs. High pitch, she takes it, and a swing and a miss, and she's down on the count 0-1, excuse me. Jolie Tuck at third. At second is Elizabeth Peckham. We're up 2-1, top of the 7th. Shot. There's a throw to first. It's high, gets her foot off. Oh, but she got her foot back down at the last second and was able to get it, so it's going to be scored as a 5-3 third out. But either way, the lead is there. The Beat Diggers have a chance to close this one off. We're going into the bottom of the 7th. They're up 2-1 on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. KSIR and Eastern Plains Sports Network back to you live at Aurora Sports Complex. The Lady Beat Diggers have a chance to punch their ticket to the state semifinals as they're leading this match 2-1 going into the bottom of the 7th inning. An amazing defensive effort by both teams as Zoe Martinez is going to step in the box for the Angels to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. Again, our score 2-1, Beat Diggers lead. Defense, defense is all I can say. I say that in football when I announce as well. I'm probably going to do it in baseball. As Elizabeth Peckham takes the sign. Here's the delivery. Swing, shot to Gracie Martinez. Throw to first. In time. First out. 5-3 will score that one. One out. Dixie Bittner's coming in with one out now. We've retired, need to retire two more, and this will be all over. We'll see if the Beat Diggers can hold. Again, 2-1 is our score, a chance to punch their ticket to the state semifinals. Bittner is 1 for 3 for the day. She steps in, digs her feet. Sid Miller makes an adjustment in center field. Peckham gets the sign from Greenwood. The delivery high. One ball, no strikes. Wow, what a game. My heart's racing. I still got to do football tonight, too. Unbelievable. Stay tuned with us. We'll be live tonight also in Weld Central at 7 o'clock for kickoff for the Beat Diggers football game. Pitch right down the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 is the count. Peckham is showing so much poise there in the circle. 1-1 count. Beat Diggers lead 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the delivery. Swing and a miss for Bittner. Peckham not even showing any signs of fatigue or nervousness. She just steps in there and fires it away. So the count is 1-2. Dixie Bittner behind. One out. Bottom of the 7th. The pitch high. Ball 2. Got to get this second out. It's so important. This early in this bottom part of the inning here, you got to get that second out here. And then it makes it just not a lot easier, but it can make it a little bit easier. Here's the delivery from Peckham. 2-2 pitch. Chopper going to Talmadge. Talmadge throw to first. What a rifle. Oh, he called her safe. He called her safe. I thought she was out. Oh, my gosh. The first base umpire called her safe. I cannot believe it. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be ruled as an infield single for Bittner. Unbelievable call. So Kara Wilson comes in as the lead, as the winning run for the Angels with a runner at first now. Close call. She's got 2 hits in this game already. Kara Wilson does. Excuse me, she's got 1 hit. No, my apologies. She does have 2 hits. She had a single, and she has had 2 singles so far. So runner at first, Bittner at first. That's the tying run. Bottom of the 7th. Beat Diggers lead 2-1. Here's the delivery. Low. Oh, Greenwood thought about snap throwing it, but did do so. 2-0 is the count for Wilson. Coach Odell's going to take a timeout here for a moment. He's going to go talk to the girls, see what we've got going. He's going to just kind of get them to calm down, relax. Hey, guys, this is your game that you've played all season long, so just take a deep breath. Buildings by Design, first impressions are important. Buildings by Design will make your vision a reality. Visit buildsbydesign.com. Rudy's Tires, with several locations across the area. There's always a Rudy's Tires location close by, and they can even come to you on the farm. Rudy's Tires brings you Eastern Plains Sports Today every weekday on 1010 KSIR. So the visit to the mound is over. Tommy Odell back into the dugout. Kara Wilson's got a 2-0 count. Runner at first, calms everybody down, 1 out. Greenwood gives the sign. Here's the delivery, inside, ball 3. So Peckham's way behind on this count, 3-0 with a runner at first. Sure thought that was an out at first, but the umpire called her safe. Either she pulled her foot, I'm not sure. Here's the pitch right up the middle, and that's going to be a single for the Angels right up the middle. Rolled wide over the bag at second base. So now you got runners at first and second as Anna Woolert steps in. She is 0 for 3 for the day. Beat Diggers have got to be careful here with runners at first and second. Kylie Greenwood reminding everybody there's only 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2-1 lead Beat Diggers have. This is it. This is the Angels' opportunity here if they're going to get anything. Peckham gets the sign. Here's the delivery. Fly ball, center field. Sid Miller under it. Got it. Is she going to tag? No, 2 outs. We've got 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th inning. Crowd's going crazy behind me as Kennedy Gearman steps in for the Angels. She's their last hope. Runners at first and second. Bee Diggers lead this one 2-1. A lot of pressure for Gearman as she steps into the box with 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Elizabeth Peckham takes the sign. 2 runners on, swing and a miss, gets her on a high riser. Elizabeth Peckham checks over to Coach Odell, gets some view of a sign, make sure she's got her next pitch, as Kylie Green also gets it. Gets the reading. Gearman steps in. Here's the delivery by Peckham. It's high. 1-1 with runners still at first and second. The tying run at second, the winning run at first for the Angels, but they're down to their last out here. Bee Diggers lead 2-1. Peckham, delivery. Right down the middle, but no, he calls it a ball. Oh my gosh. So it's going to be a 2-1 count on Gearman. 2-1. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, 2-1 lead, Bee Diggers. Chop shot, foul. Whew. Everybody's breathing a sigh of relief here. 2-2 is the count on Gearman. 2 outs, 2-1. Bottom of the 7th inning, 2 runners on. What more can you ask for? Quarterfinal match to punch your ticket to the state semifinals. Bee Diggers need this out to advance. The delivery. Swing and a miss! Yes! The Bee Diggers win! Bee Diggers win! Kennedy Gearman strikes out, and they punch their ticket to the state semifinals, defeating Southeast Angels for 2-1 after 7 innings. What a game for these ladies. Unbelievable. Wow, my heart couldn't even stop for that one. What a strikeout there. Needed big time from Elizabeth Peckham. We'll take a 1-minute timeout so I can get my heart rate down, and we'll come back to you with the final score. 2-1, Bee Diggers advance to the semifinals here on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Welcome back to the Eastern Plains Sports Network and 1010 KSIR. Paul Acosta coming to you live from Aurora Sports Complex, trying to get my breath back, looking for a bottle of oxygen if anybody has any to donate for me. What a thriller. Heart stopper. The Bee Diggers winning in 7 innings against the number 3 seed, upsetting the number 3 seed, and winning 2-1 to punch their ticket to the state semifinals here at Class 3A to return tomorrow. Wow, what a game. And, you know, I'm just sitting with my neighbor here, Mark. 12 hits is what Southeast had, and we're able to only score 1 run. Wow, that's defense. I said it, defense, defense, defense. And the sticks, when we needed them, they came through. Jolie Tuck was able to score and get us that extra one that we needed. Unbelievable effort, though, by these ladies. Gracie Martinez, great effort by her in the first inning. Wow, this postgame brought to you by Western Engineering Consultants. Provide a big firm product with small firm relationships since 2003. Visit westerneci.com. Oh my gosh. Just an amazing effort by these ladies. The defense was everything. They didn't have as many errors as they did the last game, even at that first part of it, and the girls held strong, and they're able to punch their ticket and advance tomorrow to the Class 3A semifinals. That's going to be at 10 a.m. tomorrow, as the Bee Diggers most likely, we'll either see, well, let's just say this. We'll either play the winner of Eaton and Lions upset Strasburg 16-0 today. Eaton won 15-0. That's their nemesis, so it's either going to be Lions or Eaton tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it has been confirmed Eaton and Brush will play tomorrow. Thank you so much for my neighbor there. So Eaton and Brush tomorrow at 10 a.m. Wow, they've punched their ticket to the semifinals. One more win to get to the state championship. What an effort by the ladies. What a game recap. I can't believe it. We went with all these. There were so many stranded runners. The Beat Diggers actually had stranded several as well, but they were able to get two of those in as needed. They got that last one late in the seventh inning. Gracie Martinez started it off with a double, and then Jolie Tuck, big bad. Jolie Tuck comes in with a triple and able to bring Gracie Martinez in for the lead run. The girls are going nuts out there in left field. What an amazing effort. Player of the game brought to you by Morgan Community College. Start your associate degree, continue your education, or get a specialized certificate. Visit morgancc.edu for more. Today's player of the game, Elizabeth Peckham. Held her poise out there on the mound late in the game when we needed it. Fantastic job by Elizabeth Peckham. I'm going to call her today's player of the game in the state quarterfinals to advance to the state semifinals. So congratulations to the Lady Beat Diggers on moving forward. Southeast, this concludes their season. They had a great season. The Southeast Angels, they did so well to get here, being the third seed, but upset by the number 6 Brush Beat Diggers here at the state quarterfinals to advance to the state semifinal tomorrow at 10 a.m. here at the Aurora Regional Sports Complex. Oh my gosh. So Rose in the sound booth, thank you so much. Guys, I got to flip it around and I got to head on the road. I got to get going to Weld Central for the football game that's scheduled at 7 o'clock for Tyler Carmen tonight. So tune in for us later. That'll be my third broadcast for the night. My voice is probably going to be gone by the time I get home, but I want to thank the studio, KSAR, 1010 KSAR, and Eastern Plains Sports Network for allowing me to come out here and call this game. I had an amazing time out here, lots of friendly people. I just loved every bit of it. So thank you so much for listening to us. Thanks again at the soundboard, Rose. Appreciate you all listening. Beat Diggers victorious and punching to the state semifinals on a final score of 2-1 on 1010 KSAR and Eastern Plains Sports Network.